Hello everyone, hi Hallyu fans from all over the world. Welcome to Dajack's What is Hallyu? I'm Dajack, Hallyu missionary. The word meme is all the rage in Korea these days, and the man who coined it is British evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins. With meme theory memetics, I like to talk about Hallyu over the next 5 episodes. Today is the first class of Hallyu in Dawkins' Memetics. So, what is memetics? Memetics is a discipline that studies the evolutionary process and evolutionary model of cultural information based on Darwinism. Memetics studies how ideas that can be cloned successfully reproduce. The photo in the right is my book, Meme Hallyu's Gene, published in 2011, which is on display at the library of Richard Dawkins Foundation in America. Now, what is the evolutionary agent meme for culture? Megres says on meme in his book, Dawkins' God, citing Dawkins as follows. The meme was proposed as a hypothetical replicator, a unit of cultural transmission or a unit of imitation, to explain the process of the development of culture within a Darwinian framework. Just as genes propagate themselves in the gene pool by leaping from body to body via sperm or eggs, so memes propagate themselves in the meme pool by leaping from brain to brain by a process which, in the broad sense of the term, can be called imitation. In short, meme is a hypothetical replicator and a unit of cultural transmission or a unit of imitation. In here, unit. What's a unit? We'll talk about it more detail later. Susan Blackmore says on meme in her book The Meme Machine as follows. Imitation is a kind of replication of copying, and that is what makes the meme a replicator and gives it its replicator power. You could even say that a meme is whatever it is that is passed on by imitation. I shall use the term memes in discriminatory to refer to mimetic information in any of its many forms, including ideas, the brain structures that instantiate those ideas, the behaviors these brain structures produce, and their versions in books, recipes, maps, and written music. As long as that information can be copied by a process we may broadly call imitation, then it counts as a meme. Shortly, meme is all ideas to be replicated. It is an entity that can be sent from one person's brain to another. Appearance background of the word meme. Dawkins talks about the appearance background of the word meme in his book The Selfish Gene as follows. I think that a new kind of replicator has recently emerged on this very planet. It is staring us in the face. It is still in its infancy, still drifting clumsily about in its primeval soup. But already it is achieving evolutionary change at a rate that leaves the old gene panting far behind. The new soup is the soup of human culture. We need a name for the new replicator, a noun that conveys the idea of a unit of cultural transmission or a unit of imitation. Mimeme comes from suitable Greek root, but I want a monosyllable that sounds a bit like gene. I hope my classicist friends will forgive me if I abbreviate meme to meme. This illustrates how the word meme is born. Types of meme. Anthropologist Cloak distinguishes between two forms of culture, I culture and M culture. I culture refers to all the cultural information stored in the brain. We define it as the instructions, the manuals in a person's head. M culture refers to the relationship between qualitative structures maintained by cultural information in the brain, or the changes in qualitative structures that result from this information. In other words, human behavior, technology, and social organisms. Dawkins, influenced by Cloak, distinguishes between memes as meme genotypes and meme phenotypes. However, in the Selfish Gene published in 1976, he does not follow Cloak's cultural distinction and uses only meme genotypes. 6 years later, in the Extended Phenotype published in 1982, he follows Cloak's cultural distinction and introduces the concept of meme phenotypes. It means Dawkins recognized it difficult to explain meme with a genotype alone, without phenotype. The meme genotype is like Cloak's eye culture. It refers to the meme as a replicator living in the brain. A meme phenotype is the result of a meme genotype in the outside world, the outward appearance of the meme in the brain that can be seen and heard. For example, the words we say, our tone, accent, music, visual images, styles of fashion, facial expressions, gestures, the skill of titmouse to open milk bottles, technology, the skill of Japanese short-tailed macaques to shift wheat, etc. Unit of meme. I've mentioned before that a meme is a unit of cultural transmission or a unit of imitation. But what is this unit we are talking about? There's no single unambiguous definition of a unit because how big or small a unit is doesn't determine whether it is a meme or not. When people recall of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony Fate, they think something is the first four syllables. Da-da-da-dum. This short da-da-da-dum is a meme. Some people remember the entirety of Fifth Symphony Fate. They have a copy of it in their brain. They have a duplicate of the entire music in their brain. For them, the entire music is a meme. In other words, the size of the unit does not determine whether it is a meme or not. Art galleries are quite large and spacious, so it's not easy for an entire gallery to become a meme. However, each painting on display is a natural meme unit. For example, if a visitor sees Van Gogh's Sunflowers, or Edvard Munch's The Scream, these paintings are stored in duplicate in the visitor's brain and act as a meme unit. But unlike paintings, there are some memes that don't break down into units. For example, the style of a painting, such as Impressionism or Cubism, can be replicated. In other words, the style of a painting is a meme, but the units of a meme are not divisible because the style itself is the unit of the meme. replication method of meme. There are two ways to replicate a meme. One is copy the instruction, which we call genotype replication, and another one is copy the product, which we call phenotype replication. Copy the instruction is Darwinian evolution, and copy the product is Lamarckian evolution. In case of copy the product, acquired traits are not transferred. Here are three pictures: an old pumpkin, a written recipe, and a delicious looking finished pumpkin soup next to it. The written recipe is like the genotype. It contains the instructions for making the soup. The soup is like the phenotype. Why the recipe is copied? The delicious taste of the soup is the reason why the recipe is copied. Your granny only asked for a copy of the recipe because she liked the soup. In this case, if she fails to follow the recipe correctly, her alterations may affect the chance of someone else wanting the recipe, but the alterations will not be passed because they are only in the soup itself phenotype, not in the written recipe genotype. In this case, the process is perfectly analogous to the biological situation and is not Lamarckian. Today, we learned about memes definition, appearance background, types, units, and replication methods. Next week, episode 42, we'll talk about how memes replicate and spread, how to measure success of meme, and what is the characteristics of meme replication. Thank you for your interest and look forward to episode 42. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay tuned for the next time. Bye bye.